one of our favorite guests when we have him on from time to time, Zach Halverson, KFAN Radio, also Wild Radio Network. Thanks for spending some time with us, Zach.
Thanks for having me again, Amy.
Yeah, for sure. I have to be so careful, and I don't want you to open up anything on your phone, or because we, as you know, we cannot show or hear or anything when it comes to sort of that emergency alert system, right? We get in so much trouble. So I'm not touching my phone. You know, don't touch your phone. But let's just talk about what happened last night here in Minnesota for hockey fans.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining hockey game last night between the Oilers and the Panthers to open up the Stanley Cup Final. Went to overtime, went late into the overtime, and next thing you know, a mistake by a Florida Panther defender has he sent the puck over the glass, and that resulted in a delay of game penalty and a power play for the very lethal Edmonton Oilers power play. And so it was looking like this could be it. All of a sudden, it's the unmistakable, I don't even know how you even describe the shrieking tone that is the emergency alert system
we
tone.
all know it.
And I'll tell you, we have we have training every year here at the radio station, very, very strict on hearing that tone. But it was, thankfully just a test. But it happened at a very inopportune time, and because of different cable and satellite systems and over-the-air systems, it hits people at different times for different lengths. And unfortunately, there were a fair amount of hockey fans last night watching a broadcast in which they missed the game-winning overtime goal. Thanks to, an EAS test. It's an important system, certainly not knocking the system, but it appears whoever schedules those EAS tests, probably not a hockey fan.
I don't know how far out those are scheduled, or if they reevaluate it and go, well, there might be this going on, or if they're just like, we don't care. This is more important than any stinking hockey game, so we're gonna just do this. But the reaction last night, online, it was kind of, and I don't mean to laugh, because it's like, if you're watching that, had to be heartbreaking. But it was so fascinating to see everybody just commiserating about this, Zach.
And it is one of the advantages of online that those who missed it were able to see a video of it almost instantly. But man, what an interesting, all of a sudden, surge of people on Twitter and other social media just going, oh, what the heck, what's going on? And then ultimately, of course, it happens right around that time. Some people were lucky enough certainly to be able to see the goal live, but others had to find it on different realms, or just see the replay as the replays came basically right at the end. For some, I have a couple of friends personally that missed the game winner, and it was just like, what are the odds?
What are the odds?
A lot of stars have to line up for that to happen, but hopefully, maybe it's a learning opportunity for whoever does all that stuff, and say, hey, maybe we schedule it maybe a little bit later on in the evening. But then again, who knows? Next time that might be like a triple overtime winner that we miss out on. So there's never a good time for an EAS test. But
that's just it. And you don't want to get to the point where you're like, oh, they're just doing that test again, I don't need to pay attention. So it's a very tricky thing to kind of navigate, for sure. But okay, well, I guess other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? The game seems like it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it really was incredible. Edmonton scored very early on in the first period, got it to a 1-0 lead, and then a crazy series of events that started with a Florida Panther goal where Sam Bennett was kind of tripped into the goaltender. And so Edmonton thought it was goaltender interference, but the replays showed that Bennett was tripped by an Edmonton Oiler into the Oilers goaltender, and that resulted in the call not getting overturned. And in the NHL, if you lose a challenge, you not only lose that challenge, but you also have to. It's a penalty, and so Florida scored on that ensuing power play, got a 2-1 lead, and scored later on, had a 3-1 lead that the Oilers would eventually erase, force overtime. And man, that is a very, very lethal team. But so is Florida. I mean, this is the coin flip I think a lot of people were expecting this year, and hopefully it'll be a long and fun series because I don't want hockey to go just yet. We need a few more weeks, or maybe a couple more weeks of this.
I hear you. Yeah, we just lost the Wolves, and you know, hockey is we are the state of hockey, so we got to hang on to that. And we got the Lynx, of course. We have the Aurora. I don't know if you've been watching any of that, or the Frost just finished up too with the big bang. So it's been a kind of an embarrassment of riches with how well our teams have been doing recently, which has been great. But yeah, a little bit more. Do you have a pick for the Stanley Cup? Are you leaning away?
I'm leaning Edmonton just because it's so hard to repeat, and especially it's so hard to repeat against the team you beat the year before. I think there is a lot of motivation on Edmonton to finally get this done. I think I'm rooting for Florida just because. Nothing against Canada, but they haven't won a Stanley Cup in my lifetime, and I find that hilarious, and I'd like for that to continue. But either way, I'm happy because McDavid's awesome, and there's really good talent on Edmonton too. So either way, it's going to be fun and exciting, and I can't wait. And hopefully we'll be able to watch an uninterrupted Stanley Cup final the rest of the way.
Hopefully they got that out of their system. All right. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate you popping on. We saw you on social last night, and we were like, we gotta talk about this. Everybody's talking about this today, so we appreciate it very much.
Anytime, Amy. Thank you.
Yep. Take care. Talk to you soon. Yep. Bye-bye.